Philadelphia 76ers looking for a new basketball coach again. And, Mike, you and I have been talking about some ideas of who to get. I was thinking they need to not bring back the retreads of an Eddie Jordan, a Doug Collins. These guys never really got over the hump.
I would agree.
The Sixers are sort of treading in that. They finally had a winning record. They should have been treading in that 6th, 7th, 8th spot, make the first round of the playoffs, get knocked out in 6 exciting games type of thing.
They're in that dead zone that a lot of NBA teams are always in, where you're not in the lottery, but you're not a serious contender for the championship. It's really hard to get out of that zone.
So you need to look for a coach maybe that hasn't been a coach before. I think maybe Tom Thibodeau with Boston Celtics, but he's very defensive minded. Their defense is good enough. They need somebody that's going to got some new offensive ideas, I'm thinking. Maybe somebody from the San Antonio Spurs, just anybody on that coaching staff, any assistants, because that's such a winning program, and just you're going to learn by bringing around Greg Popovich. You're going to learn different things. So maybe that. But you said you've got an idea, something a little bit, maybe a wild card. Who do you think?
Yeah, I would advocate, because they don't really have a serious chance to win the championship. I'm thinking, let's think outside the box. The first guy I would call if I was the Sixers is Rick Pitino.
Ooh,
and I'll tell you why. Because I would love to see an NBA team, particularly an NBA team with the roster makeup that the Sixers have. A lot of quickness, a lot of athleticism, some depth of athletes with good length and everything. I would like to see a team like that really commit to the full court press. I'm talking 94 feet. I'm talking contest the inbounds pass after made baskets. And there's no coach better at teaching that style than Rick Pitino, who has NBA experience, granted shaky NBA experience with the Boston thing. But I would really like to see them take a shot at that.
They talk about bringing a coach that's going to sell tickets. You know, if you win basketball, you're going to sell tickets. That guy would sell tickets. Rick Pitino would sell tickets by himself. And that style of play, with who they have, would work really well, I think.
Yeah, there's only 3 or 4 basketball coaches on earth who would sell tickets, and Rick Pitino might be one of them. And the other 3 or 4 you're not going to get. You're not going to get Bobby Knight. You're not going to get Phil Jackson. You're not going to get Larry Brown. Rick Pitino might have a small, but that's not the best reason to try it. I would just like to see to see the Sixers try it, to see what would happen, and again, try to get out of that dead zone.
Exactly. You bring in a couple more shooters. This team's ready to rock and roll with that style.
I'd like to think so.
I like it.